Okay, and the race has started.
Is it?
It's
Looks
already
like
on
it, yeah.
the IRC.
All right then. I'm just going to be holding my breath around the 35-minute mark or something like that when they get to Long Beam. I'd almost suggest they make a save state or something before they go in there, but that would probably go against the spirit of the race or something.
Both players have collected Morph Ball, and for now their routes will be the same up until they reach bombs. After that, we'll likely see a route split.
Yeah, yesterday they did different routes. John did late Windstar cleanup. Dragonfangs cleans up immediately. I'd be very surprised if they did anything different from yesterday. I think John took a bit of an early lead yesterday as well. We might see something similar. When Dragonfangs crashed yesterday, he was ahead, which is why I was kind of ashamed that it happened. Oh, John has a bit of an issue there with water.
His time's not going too great for him.
That's very unfortunate. Yesterday, John got the double here, which is what gave him kind of a big lead at this point. We'll see if they Fangs does it better today, and if John can keep it up. That looked like a double for Dragonfangs. Yeah, it definitely was.
John misses it. See if he goes for it again.
He does not.
And he gets spikes.
That's like a complete reversal from yesterday. I think it happened like the exact other way around yesterday. It's one of the harder tricks early on, so like it's not something that a lot of people get consistently, unfortunately. That looks like a very clean high room for Dragonfangs. Yep, that's pretty much how that's supposed to go.
Each hive takes 2 beam shots and then 3 missiles.
Yep. If you want specific damage values, missiles do 20 damage and the beam does 2 damage, and I think it has 64 HP. Missiles are super good in this game just because they do so much damage compared to the beam. It's also why ammo is so important early on, because you needed to do proper damage for everything. It's 100%, so ammo is generally not an issue, but early on, there's a lot of ammo management. Dragonfangs has to worry less about it, since he gets more missile tanks initially.
He also gets an early refill with his
He does. Early Windstar is so good in terms of you don't have to worry over much about anything early on, except for some bomb jumps. I don't think that's an issue for Dragonfangs though.
Fangs gets decent bugs.
John struggled a little bit, I think.
They weren't too terrible.
No, at least it's very rare that you get like really, really awful bugs. It doesn't happen too often. It's just that when it does happen, it feels like it always happens.
John is making his way towards the crate area while Dragonfangs is going to begin his upper Brentstar cleanup.
You're gonna see John trying to get as many drops as possible from various enemies, both in Prince Star and in Crate area early on, just to make up for the less total amount of missiles he has compared to Dragonfangs. Clean bomb jumps from Dragonfangs as well. He has a strong lead at this point, I think. John had a bit of an issue early on, but generally everything after the worm has been pretty clean for him as well.
John's ammo count looks pretty good from this point.
He should be fine, I think. Though he'll probably want a little more than this. I forget what the average amount of missiles you'll have at this point is, but 22 sounds about right.
Yeah, he'll have exactly 30 by the time he gets to Acid Worm.
Yeah, hopefully he'll end up with a little more than that if he gets a couple of drops on the way, but we'll see. Oh, that's one of those patterns you have to wait slightly longer for, I think, that Dragonfangs got. But he handled it very well, so it's not a big issue. I was playing hard mode the other day, and one of the quote-unquote fun things about hard mode is that there's only one ripper up there for some reason. I think the idea is that they wanted to make it harder to get up there once you have Ice Beam, because if you can only freeze one of them, it's a longer climb up there or something. It's kind of weird.
But like, if you're doing a speedrun, it's kind of a joke.
Yeah, it just makes it a lot easier to get up there. Doesn't look like John got any missile drops. He'll probably opt to collect a few extra before Acid One.
.34 is a pretty safe amount.
Watch him only get like 1 or 2 drops from Acid Worm now that you said that. You want to end up with 10 after killing the worm. And sometimes you don't get a lot of drops from this guy, which is super annoying. Oh well, he's fine. He's more than fine. Got like 5, I think?
Yeah, 5. Dragonfangs has made it to Kraid. And already his missile count's a lot safer.
Mm-hmm. It's the beauty of early Prince Star. You really do not have to worry about drops at all. I think I've seen one person run out of missiles with early Prince Star. Not a lot of runners actually use early Prince Star route these days, so it's not too often I get to see people actually play the route. I feel like JPJs are becoming more common. I just noticed Dragonfangs did like a pseudo JPJ there. Okay, Dragonfangs.
Trying to get fancy on this.
I think he was practicing this yesterday, and his own words, he thought that was easier than placing a bomb. But I guess he still has issues with it. John gets a very clean JPJ there. That was good. I saw a missile tank for Dragonfangs. Not like it matters really, but oh, he has so many missiles. Gets 2 drops, doesn't even care. Doesn't need it. I think John does the slightly fancier strat for this particular room.
Yeah, looks like.
I should start doing that. It does look a hell of a lot cleaner than having to use the ball cannon one more time. It's just annoying because I think rippers can like completely block you from doing it on occasion. Maybe not if you're fast enough. I actually have no idea. Ah, I got to tempt John. He was obviously trying for the refill clutch there, but he didn't morph. So he ended up just kind of standing in the statue's arm instead. John gets a not so clean side hopper room where he runs into a couple of them. It's kind of difficult to time it because they need 2 missiles, but looks clean when you get it. It's like kind of a shaky start for John there on the crate fight. Oh, very shaky. He's kind of low on missiles too now.
If he can get one more drop, he'll be fine.
You actually need a couple of drops after Kraid. Because you have to kill a lot of enemies in order to avoid not being pushed off zipline. And then you had to open a missile door and like just various other things. And I think you were right about 13 being just enough for everything.
12, 10 Rios, and then...
Right. There's also a time-saving trick though with the missile, so 13 is like pretty good. John tries so hard to get the sub-pixel perfect shot there on the zipline thing. Personally, if I try for that, I just like mash my beam and hope for the best. I think I've gotten it like a total of 2 or 3 times maybe. Oh, I don't know how many runs total, but it's a difficult trick.
Does the task get it? I mean, I imagine it would. Well, I guess the task would have wave beam at that point.
I don't even remember the task route. But it might wait until later, yeah.
Fangs' great fight looked pretty good.
It did. I think he's one of the better players at it too, so not terribly surprised. Dragonfangs bonks a little early there. I personally just jump there to align myself with the wall so that I don't accidentally do that, because I don't feel comfortable stopping the speed boost just right.
Jump picks up charge beam. It has a few uses in this point in the game, but for now it's relatively weak. It only does 4 times the damage, and his base damage is 2.
I think it's mostly used for pseudo square attack at this point, and for some timing things. There's a door. Well, there's a block we have to shoot right after exiting a door in Norfair, and that's just easier if we have charge beam because it means we can just like release the B button during the door transition, and then we don't have to worry about timing this shot. I think the only one I know that picks it up later is Pulsemore at this point.
Technically save a second.
It does. It's technically faster. It allows you to do a pretty neat Shine Spark sequence throughout that area in Brimstone that saves a little bit of time. Oh, is John high enough? Yeah, he was. Okay. Sometimes I feel like it's hard to eyeball whether or not you're high enough for that Shine Spark. I think you just have to be like ever so slightly above the pillar in order to hit the slope correctly, but sometimes it kind of looks like Samus is a little under. It's kind of scary.
Hopefully his double bomb jump here goes well.
Went perfectly, it looks like.
If you fall down and mess up, it's not a huge time loss, because you can just wall jump up the left wall.
So since someone was asking about it in chat, it's difficult to figure out how these two races are in relation to one another right now because they're using different routes. I believe it's about 2 minutes 10, maybe a little less of a difference early on. So if you want to use that like as a measuring stick for who's in the lead right now, I think that's a good estimate. It's really hard to tell though. I'd say it's about 2 minutes to 2 minutes 10. I think Dragonfangs might be in the lead though, just because he's like, I feel like these players have both had really good runs so far. John was a little shaky initially and had a somewhat bad crate fight, but other than that, it's been pretty smooth from both of them. I wonder if Dragonfangs is gonna skip the refill in Norfair. Probably not. John takes an unfortunate lava dive. I don't think it matters too much, but you don't really want to take extra damage in Norfair if you can avoid it. John likes to call the room he's in right now the room with the John strat, I think he calls it. And a John strat is more of a John fail than anything, really. It's just missing the missile on the way back here. And we had a race early in the tournament where I think it was Manitobi versus Rostu, where Manitobi pretty much lost his race just on account of missing that missile on the way back, because you can't really go back and get it right now because you take way too much damage, and that's kind of scary. So it's better to pick it up in cleanup, but it's still kind of a detour. And it wastes a lot of time.
We did figure out recently that just using charge beam makes that missile a lot easier.
Yeah, that's what people say. I think that was recommended to me as well when I started learning 100%. I personally just use a missile, but I can see charge beam being useful there. I guess John is opting for the screw attack heal. As long as he doesn't mess up this bomb jump, he's more than fine.
Gets those 2 supers back.
So the advantage of doing the screw attack heal is that he'll be able to kill that giant side hopper he killed just a moment ago and not worry about super counts. And it also means he won't have to worry about health in the latter half of Norfair.
Messes up the refill, which side?
There's a cool setup there. I don't know how precise it is specifically, but I want to say it's relatively lenient. So I guess the disadvantage of doing the screw attack refill is that refilling takes a little longer because you inevitably taken more damage than if you had refilled at high jump. I don't know how much extra time spent refilling that really translates to, but it's something to keep in mind.
Probably something like 200 frames, I guess.
I think John just opted to not do, not even attempt good old money spike, which is reasonable because it's something you don't get very often, and setting up for that can end up costing you a fair bit of time, I want to say. I'm sure with the ways some people try to set that up, they'll end up losing the 1 second needed save if you actually get that shine spike. Oh, Dragonfangs trying to be fancy. Did a spring ball bomb jump there. Maybe he's not even trying to be fancy, that's just the way he prefers to do it.
I think he did it yesterday.
Also, Fangs demonstrates how you can freeze that Rocket Ripper as soon as you get in, and then you can just kind of jump through him. Frozen enemies are kind of weird. And yeah, he got the refill glitch. So on John's screen, we see the place where you can start charging a beam throughout the door transition, and then you shoot the block immediately after, and you don't have to worry about timing it. Because if you run into that block, it's kind of bad news. Means you have to go back and restart your speed boost. Is John still bad at this fight?
He had a good one yesterday.
Oh. Well, alright, that wasn't so
Yeah,
bad.
that's not bad.
I think he often complains about being bad at that particular fight. Maybe that was just for any percent. The fight is fortunately quite a bit more lenient in 100% just by virtue of having high jump. So Ridley area is really far out of the way compared to everything else in the game. So you want to clean that up. You want to clean up all items on the first pass through Ridley area, and that involves having to enter the area and then immediately exit it, so you can get to this area instead. And then you just sort of do a counterclockwise cleanup of Ridley area, and pretty much.
This is a setup for Imago Spark, sadly.
Oh,
Why don't you go to Imago fight?
He did have a good Imago fight, but that he had issues hitting that missile block. It's pretty awkward. Dragonfangs runs into Vine for a little bit there. I think if you hug that Vine, you just kind of shoot through it, like if you're really close to the Vine. It's kind of weird. That was a bit of a shaky fight from Dragonfangs, but he manages. John uses cheat codes to pass through the floor, like all Zero Mission speedrunners do. But really, it's just a cool glitch. The room John is in right now is, I want to say, fairly trivial, but if you fall down, it's really bad news, just because restarting the room takes forever. I think Dragonfangs had a pretty strong opening to that fight. Yeah, he gets the quick one round. Oh, thanks, get.
Gets it.
Yep. John is also risking the diagonal.
You went for both of them.
Mm-hmm. I want to say the second one is a little more. I think it's less lenient and just risky overall because you have to go really far back to get that speed boost back. I had a run yesterday where I missed that completely, and I was just so sad because I haven't messed that up in forever, and now I'm kind of worried about accidentally doing something like that in tournament because it wastes so much time.
First try boost jump.
Mm-hmm. That particular room John just did is something that's sort of notorious for being really hard to do and messing up a lot of runs. But surprisingly, I don't think I've seen too many fails of that run throughout the tournament in general. So I guess people just got better.
I'd say it's mainly hard just because it's a little difficult to get a good visual cue.
Uh-huh, yeah, definitely. At this point, I think I'm just like doing it, like I just roughly know the timing. By the time you get into the room, I don't really have a specific visual cue, but I definitely think you're right that it's hard to find a good one.
Or at least react to, because it seems like once you have only one block remaining on the ground, it always works.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Dragonfangs has the ledge grab set up there for getting the diagonal. He says it's a lot easier and a lot more lenient, and I believe him. But I just don't like that setup in general. I haven't seen too many people do it.
And the frame perfect spring ball.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, really good Ridley so far.
I'd say so. Both of them had really good Ridley areas so far. Dragonfangs also gets speed jump first try. Also, John got a lot of super missiles, and it looks like Dragonfangs is kind of low at the moment. Oh no! Oops.
That's unfortunate.
That's it's kind of an awkward situation too, because those pillars break if you hit them with screw attack, but you want screw attack active in order to kill the side hoppers and hopefully get a couple of super missile drops on the way, or just not take damage from them in the first place. So you have to sort of cancel your screw attack immediately.
Surprised you didn't get back for that super.
I would have. He's very low on supers. So John had a really quick Ridley fight just by virtue of having a lot of super missiles. It's gonna take a while for Dragonfangs if he doesn't get a lot of drops at this point. Oh, John has a lot of supers as well now. I think he got 2 from Ridley drops. So refilling is just kind of slow, and we want to pick up super missile drops whenever we can before Torian.
If he doesn't get another one, he probably will have to refill.
I don't think he'll opt for it. Oh, he got one. That's nice, I guess.
I think it's 6 supers or less you want to refill.
That makes sense. I don't think it's a long refill either, but yeah. Probably not worth it at this point. So I think with that in mind, and the fact that John has really a very good super missile count, he might have caught up a little bit to Dragonfangs, and it's kind of a toss-up to say who's in the lead right now. But I think a case could be made for John being in the lead at this point. We'll get to see in about 3 minutes, 3-4 minutes, and hopefully not any crashes near long beam.
Fangs gets good drops.
Oh, he got 3. That's so nice. I wonder if he's gonna speed boost through this hall without stopping.
Yeah.
Probably. He definitely does.
Since those outlaw enemies have a pretty good chance of dropping supers, and there's 3 at the very end.
Mm-hmm. Oh, John. Kind of scared me there. John has to make a detour here to clean up the rest of Minster. Well, at this point, Dragonfangs is basically just like kind of heading straight to Torian. He got good super drops. That's nice.
He's patented RNG manipulation for these bugs.
I swear it doesn't work the way he does it. Charge beam to load the bugs is the true calling. So John had to use missiles there, like a few more missiles than he wanted to destroy those blocks, because one of the bugs was in the way, and that demonstrates pretty well that even though a wave beam is pretty wide and it looks like multiple shots, it's just actually one beam. So if you hit something with wave beam, like an enemy, even though it's like a tiny bug enemy like that, it just like stops the beam completely. Unlike Fusion, where we actually have, where the beam is actually divided up into several parts. Ah, this is really close. They're going to be kind of high-fiving in a little bit, I think.
Fangs is a very slight lead.
Mm-hmm. I think like a rough 10 seconds lead, something like that. Alright, moment of truth, guys. Hold your breath. Please.
We're clear.
Oh god. And now John? I don't think John has had the crash yet before. I don't know. Oh, we good. Alright.
We could crash at Mother Brain if JRP is any indication.
It's true. Though he's the only one I've seen crash on console like that. Dragonfangs enters Torian at 3610, looks like. And John is roughly 9 seconds behind him. It's a very close race. I think for the race yesterday, Dragonfangs had a bigger lead than he has right now when we got to this point and he crashed. I don't know if that's Dragonfangs playing worse than yesterday or John playing better or maybe like a bit of both. I don't actually remember their times from yesterday. No, honestly, both of them have been playing really solid for the most part. No real massive
It's going really well. Looks like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Dragonfang's got quite a few supers at this point. Looks like John has had decent luck so far as well. He just kind of fires one into the void there. It's the worst feeling when you accidentally fire a super missile that hits nothing. Dragonfangs also got grabbed. Fortunately, that's not that big of an issue in 100%, since you're less reliant on getting missile drops, because you have so many.
Ends with 4 supers for Fangs, which is just enough. And John ends with 6.
That's nice. He'll have a slightly easier time breaking the glass. I love having extra supers for the glass. It just makes it feel a lot more manageable. Less time to be kicked around by rinkers or the turrets. Wow, that's extremely clean from both of them. Really good fights. I think John might have caught up a little bit. Yeah, he definitely did. He's 5 seconds behind now, I think. Maybe less.
Elevator at 39 minutes for Fangs. And 39.04 for John, so yeah.
Mm-hmm. So since this is so close, I wonder if they're going to play it safe in Super's area or they're going to flat out YOLO it. I'm sure both of them are comfortable doing it, but whether or not they're actually going to do it... I'd probably opt to heal, and just have confidence in me playing everything else really well. We'll see though. I wonder how this pace stacks up against the runner's personal best. I don't have their streams open, so I can't compare at this point, but it's just like looked like an overall pretty strong run for both of them. Man, I have no idea what to expect here. And I'm not sure I should applaud them or if I should like shake my head at them if they end up not refilling.
So, let's see. Fangs looks like he's 14 seconds ahead of his PB.
Nice. And I think his PB is on VBA too, so it's like quite good. Alright, Fangs plays it safe. I can't blame him too much.
And John does too.
Okay. For us viewers, that means like most likely no deaths. So for us viewers, it's a good thing. I think they both healed. Well, unless you're the type who really likes, you know, really likes to see the risk, really want the heart pounding. So considering how close they are, well, we might see a really close finish here. It seems like if both runners are really close at the end and they're both aware of it, we always see the worst spaghetti at the end. Maybe something similar will happen here, because there's a lot of things that can go wrong at the end. And there are some minor time savers that can super risky. Speaking of minor time saves that are super risky, we're coming up to one of them on Dragonfangs screen in a little bit. I think he goes for it normally. I'd be very surprised if he didn't. I don't know about John though.
Looks like he's going for it and didn't quite get the setup.
Yeah, he got the ledge grab instead of landing on the ledge, and John takes it easy. All right. So none of them get it.
How much does faster flight save?
I think 2 seconds. I don't think it's any more than that. It's a lot more if you fail it. Like, you lose a lot of time.
Thanks, gives out a shout out to Roger.
Of course he would. I think Jan is 7 or 8 seconds behind at this point. I guess he lost some time to minor movement stuff somewhere. That's about as close a race as we could hope for though. Like, this is really exciting. I forget what John's personal best time for Zero Mission 100% is right now, but I think they're fairly close at this point. John has been playing a lot. Dragonfangs says he's been practicing a lot. Hasn't really streamed his attempts though. both of them get the Sam strat. I think Sam's in chat, right? I think I saw Sam earlier. Shoutouts to Sam. You know, Sam has come up with a lot of strats for this game, and like the one strat we end up calling the Sam strat is that particular strat. I think, well, not sure if I'd be flattered or like I'd be a little disappointed that this is my legacy, if that was the case.
See, John's PV, maybe it's been updated, but it's a 112.04 as of 20 days ago.
I think he might have gotten, I don't know.
Could have sworn he had a 111.
I think he does. Almost positive. Good thing John healed. He took some pyro damage, I think. Or was it just the... It might have been the I-beam, actually. Yeah, probably it was.
There'd be a lot of I-beams.
There are like two places where you can get hit by I-beams as you're wall jumping up walls. And like it only really happens if you're too slow. So he might have been a little slow on wall jumping. Yeah, I think overall his movement has just been ever so slightly worse than Dragonfangs throughout this section. I think Dragonfangs won like 5 or 10 seconds on suitless. I think Dragonfangs is the one who brags about being really good at suitless, so I guess I'm not too surprised.
It's a 14-second lead, but Charlie's very RNG and could change that up.
Thanks. Missing a shot this early, that's unfortunate.
Gets a quick third though. And a quick fourth.
Yeah, despite the missed shot, that was really good. Doesn't look too bad for John. Oh, okay, he actually gets that shot. I'm surprised. I feel like it took him forever to actually aim that shot. But he got it. Nice.
Close the gap a little.
So immediately after this boss, there's a bit of a nail biter in terms of this is a trick where you can lose a ton of time. See if it happens. Just a long shine spark sequence that takes forever to restart if you mess it up somewhere near the end. Alright, this is where you want to hold your breath for both runners. Looks fine on Fang's Ascend. He gets it.
And John looks ready and he gets it as well.
Nice. It'd be kind of anticlimactic if one of them were to miss this, because that kind of seals the deal if it happens. John is 6-7 seconds behind, I think. Oh man. There's so much that can go wrong here. Dragonfangs. I think what happened to Dragonfangs there was that he, when you jump up that left wall, I think there's occasionally a slight bit of lag, and it can eat your jump, and if it does, it's just really annoying, that room, because you're kind of constantly bombarded by pirates. Gives John a bit of an opportunity to catch up.
John?
Oh no, John.
Oh, warps too early.
Yeah, doing that once was pretty bad, but doing it twice, ugh. He jumps into the Black Pirate for some reason. Is John just having issues jumping? That seems very uncharacteristic of him, some of these mistakes he's making. He lost quite a bit of time with everything that happened in the last minute. I didn't see if Dragonfangs got that, but John gets the strat where you morph and shoot a charge beam, and then it breaks one more of the blocks since you scroll the camera a bit, so the beam actually reaches it. So once they have power bombs, they're going to be heading all the way out of this area again, so they can get all the rest of the upgrades in the game. A lot of these upgrades require power bombs or gravity suit or any of the late game upgrades, which is why we have a cleanup section in the first place. And I mean, just to get out of this area in general, you need power bombs. You can't actually escape this final area of the game without power bombs. John is still roughly a room behind. It's like... I want to say 8 or 10 seconds, roughly.
About 6.
That's less than I thought it'd be. That's cool. I'm kind of wondering if any of these runners are going to be doing any space boost here for Glass Tube. I wouldn't, personally, because if you mess it up, it's just like almost an instant loss. I think John might be comfortable with it, though. I think I've seen him doing it a couple of times. I think he did it yesterday, though that might not be indicative of what he wanted to do in an actual race, especially a close race like this one. Alright, pray that the runners don't mess up. Dragonfangs takes it really slow. Okay, I can't blame him. That's good. Let's see what happens to John. John also takes it easy. Nice.
I go for the ledge grab though, which that always scares me.
It is a little scary if you don't do the ledge grab, but he looked confident enough. I think he might have won a little bit of time not doing it though, so maybe it was worth it. I think John just got a powerbomb, right? He did.
Yeah.
Nice. Alright, he's gonna catch up a little bit to Dragonfangs now.
2 even?
Did he get... Wow, lucky SOP, man. So I think, considering the drop rates of all the enemies in the room, you have roughly a 1 in 4 chance of getting a powerbomb drop total. And he got 2 of them.
Since Fangs didn't get a powerbomb yesterday, it was a slightly longer setup.
Mm-hmm.
It's also a little bit more punishing if he makes a mistake.
I think he's also playing it very safe here. Oh no. I did that yesterday too, and it's really scary if you accidentally bonk the... What do you see?
Oh, I haven't
Interesting. You neither. Well, that's a cool back... you see... I think Dragonfangs is just very nervous. He played that really safe. Well, he gets it. And now John is in the lead. Like, not only did John save 5 seconds by virtue of getting powerbomb drop, he also, you know, Dragonfangs had a few mess ups there. It ended up costing him even more time. This is basically like a total reversal, almost. Fangs also misses the space boost through this area. Jeez, that was quick. Quick lead change. Maybe Dragonfangs is a little shook. Sometimes, if you make a mistake, you just end up like making 10 more because of, I shouldn't have done that. That might very well be the case. And now John has like all the momentum. It's gonna be rough to catch up.
No, the Mystorian space boost though, so you still have a race.
Both of them try really hard to do the jump from platform to platform stretch, which I personally think is really hard for this room. And, well, I mean, they did okay, I guess. I think the way they ended up doing it might have ended up costing them more time. Oh, Dragonfangs. Had some space jumping issues there. He's 10, 12 seconds behind, I think. It's kind of rough at this point. I wonder if Dragonfangs is going to pull up the old Northwest base boost at this point.
You might need to.
If I were John, I wouldn't do it. If I was Dragonfangs, I would definitely consider it. Ah, Dragonfangs, okay. I guess he's not as shook as I thought since he pulls off something like that. Normally you'd ball spark up there. You can do a standing spark instead, but it requires that you time the A presses really, really well. And it's just ever so slightly faster because doing a ball spark has a longer wind-up animation. Alright, I'm not going to count out Dragonfangs with something like that. If he's really pulling out all the stops. The room Dragonfangs is going through right now and that John just finished is just really awkward to navigate on the way down. They both handle it pretty well. But there's a lot of platforms and enemies you have to avoid, and it's just kind of a mess to navigate. I think at this point Dragonfangs is ever so slightly catching up bit by bit. He's not planning on going out that easy.
Looks like John's going for space boost.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully he doesn't mess it up, because if he does...
And he makes it.
Nice. Fangs looks good. Yeah, I think at this point Dragonfangs is safe. Like if you're past the initial point and the space boost is not too bad. Good. Excellent. These are the kind of minor time savers I want to see at this point, just for John to ensure his lead and for Dragonfangs to do his best to catch up. Wonder if they're going to do it on the way back. On the way back, it's an incredibly minor time save. And a bit of a risk, in my opinion. That's not worth taking. Oh, John does it. Hopefully it doesn't cost him. Dragonfangs?
Dragonfangs takes it safe.
Yeah, I don't blame him at all. I'd be very surprised if it saves more than half a second. And can potentially cost so much more. Shine Sparks do move a little bit faster than Space Boost do, but it has the wind-up animation, so it ends up almost cancelling out completely. I'm trying to think of possible time savers, and the only thing I can think of at the moment is Space Jump E-Tag. It's really just going to come down to good movement for the most part, I think. Even if Dragonfangs did Space Jump E-Tank at this point and John didn't, assuming they played equally well, John would probably still win at this point. Space Jump E-Tank is a scary thing to go for in a race, though. Fangs gets a really, really good space boost all the way to the end. I didn't see if John got something similar.
About a 12-second gap at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think John might actually have one more time. Overall. But it's mostly them being really good at following each other. John having a bit of an issue there. I think he placed a power bomb by accident, right? He used one too many?
If he did, it's not an issue.
No, I think he has enough power bombs regardless, because he might have gotten a drop somewhere, but...
I think he has one extra right now.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if he knows that. Because I don't think many people actually count the amount of power bombs they have at this point. So I wonder if he's aware that he's not a power bomb shot. He probably is, but I just know if I was in that situation and I accidentally used an extra power bomb where I'm not supposed to, I'd be a little worried that I have enough. Because I usually don't count how many power bombs I get throughout this entire section. Alright, so he doesn't take the refill there. He's probably aware that he's fine. really strong overall movement by both of them. Yeah, you're right. Both of them actually have one extra. Wonder if they're gonna do anything with those. Because there's a couple of places you can use power bombs for minor time gains. And I think Dragonfangs might be more aware of where those places are than John. There's one in particular that I'm thinking he might use when they get outside of the ship.
Outside?
It's actually right. Well, they go outside the ship and then they go inside again, and then there's a couple of bomb blocks you have to block. You have to bomb, and I think using a power bomb there is ever so slightly faster.
Is that tripwire room?
Yeah, that's the one. They might be saving it for a door bomb at the end too. I wouldn't be surprised. Though that's only like, what, 3 frames or something? 3-4 frames. Well, I suppose everything matters at this point. I wonder if Dragonfangs or John still have a chance to PV. I can think of like one big-ish mistake both of them have made, but it's a really good endgame regardless. I imagine John must be happy. I'm not sure he expected to go this far in the tournament in the first place, and he might be heading for guaranteed 4th place at this point. Well, I mean, he still needs to win this match, of course. But he's in good shape to win this match at this point. He's like, it's his game to lose at this point.
So Fangs uses his spare there. Right, I usually prefer to set up a Shine Spark here.
I'm trying to scout for mistakes as well as I can, but I really haven't seen too much at this point. John doesn't go for the power bomb there. Will Fangs do it?
He already used his spare.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you told. Yeah, you just said so. Yeah, you don't really want to use more power bombs at this point because the rest of them are kind of essential for saving time. John is going to use one of them here. And like, if you didn't have power bombs there, it'd just take forever. Alright, so what this essentially comes down to is how are they going to do Space Jump E-Tank? How well are they going to fight the final boss? And how well are they going to do the escape sequence? Because while the escape sequence is a little easier in 100%, it can still go wrong. I don't think it will. But these are like the 3 main things we want to keep an eye out for at this point. What's John gonna do? I'm really curious. Is he really gonna...
He's going for it.
Oh, John.
And he misses it.
No, John, no. Why? What is Dragonfangs doing? I think he went too far by accident? Maybe just the way he does it.
Fangs is taking it safe, so They're very close right now.
He might be aware of John messing up. Oh, you don't know? What's John doing? Oh, he's taking it safe now. Oh, that's so unfortunate, John. Why would you do that when you're 12 seconds ahead? I don't get it. Well, I guess we have another lead change on our hand here. I'm not sure if I should commend John for trying Space Jump E-Tank, or if I should condemn him for doing it when he had a pretty solid lead at this point. And I'm not sure if I should tell Dragonfangs that he should definitely have gone for it, because he can't possibly have reacted to John's mistake. I don't think so. I refuse to believe it.
Amazing fight from Fangs.
Yeah, that was really, really strong. John misses a lot here. He gets missile and no swipe there. That's so annoying because it wastes a lot of time. That's really unfortunate for John. Everything is kind of just coming crashing down on John at this point, and Dragonfangs is having none of it.
Goes for the regular door bomb instead of the power bomb.
He might just have forgotten he has an extra power bomb. Maybe he just wanted to show off. Who knows?
He might do pallet glitch.
I think both of them are on pace for getting a 111. Just about. Which is really good and might be a PB for Fangs? I don't know. Fangs gets snipes in the foot there, that's so annoying when that happens. No, I think it's still gonna be 112, actually. Still really strong. Dragonfangs can also use... Oh, is that gonna be right? Okay, he gets it. I thought he was really far right. Oh! Thanks. Oh my god. The one thing you don't want to mess up. At least he has supers for this. Is John gonna...
I see some key smash in the IRC.
John has the never so slight lead at this point now. Look at the escape timers though. Like, Fangs just lost so much time messing that up. That's so unfortunate. I believe that's a John win. It's like a 2-second difference. No. I'm so sad that they both kind of choked really hard at the end. Jeez. So, John, did you see the ending there?
No, I just saw the dot done, like, immediately after I had finished.
Uh-huh. I don't think you clutched it out, John, but your opponent kind of ended up screwing up there again. I don't know if you saw, he messed up the escape.
No, I wasn't watching the stream. I knew Space Jumping Tank was an aggressive move.
It was very aggressive. You had a 12-second lead at that point, I think.
Yeah.
And you didn't really need it. And then Fangs played it safe, and he got quite a good lead that he ended up wasting there at the end.
You know what's funny?
Yeah. No.
I accidentally... I don't know if you saw my my last E-Tank, guys, but I kind of accidentally went through the door.
You did?
Yes. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that if I didn't do that, I would have won.
Yep.
No. I was actually on PB pace.
I was on PB pace for like a lot.
That's why I went for Space Jump E-Tank. I knew if I wanted to PB, I needed to do it.
But you were still on PB pace?
I was PB pace.
At Space Jump E-Tank? No, I don't believe that.
I was on... My last split is when I entered shows there to go, so... At that split, I was on PB pace.
I've seen you have at least a low 112, and like even getting Space Jump E-Tank, you wouldn't have gotten a low 112, I think.
I was 7 seconds ahead, but...
Maybe, maybe.
I mean, I had a really everything after I re-entered Chozodia was pretty sloppy, so I figured it was a Hail Mary, but
My entire cleanup was pretty sloppy, to be fair.
Yeah.
I missed the stupid chance spark once. That's the one big thing I did.
My start was really awful, but
I had a really good start actually. My run was pretty solid overall.
yeah, I mean, I'm really happy with that run. I'm just sad that I missed the space jumping tank because that's the first time I've missed it in quite a while.
I'm kind of sad about everything that happened there at the end. That was.
I thought it was hilarious. I was watching the stream and I was getting excited.
Yeah, man.
I opted out of door bomb because I was too nervous.
I went for door bomb. Oh man.
You went for door bomb despite the fact that you had a power bomb.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that power bomb at the end. I was too nervous.
Yeah, I figured that was gonna happen.
Man, that was a much better race than the last one.
Oh yeah, that was. I think last race would have been good too if I didn't crash.
Maybe.
It was about the same at Long Beach.
Yeah. My run was not nearly as good yesterday as the one of today.
Not mine either. Like I had a way better run this time. That's good.
Yeah.
Having like a good showcase.
Yeah, that was pretty much exactly what I was hoping for. Just like
except like the end where we both screwed up pretty right.
Right. I mean, it was right down to the wire, but because we both kind of butchered it, I guess.
I mean, we both choked really hard.
Yeah.
And we ended up like sort of back at where we started before we both choked.
Yeah. Someone said in chat it was a throw and a counter throw, and that's basically what it was.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to watching that VOD.
So John,
I would have been a little bit sad if I ended up winning this, just because could have taken the win yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly wouldn't have felt bad. I would not have felt bad if I had only lost by a couple of seconds with that run.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really in this to win anything. I just want to provide entertainment, and I'm sure this was that. So I'm still happy.
That must have been.
This was a
fantastic race.
That must have been something to watch.
So John, here's a bit of data for you. I'm looking at Scotty's last 3 races. You beat 2 of his race times, but he has a faster one. So you think it's going to be close against Scotty here?
My last race was faster than Scotty's race PB.
Mm-hmm.
So, right this second, I think I'm probably a bit better at racing than Scotty is, but
that's very likely.
But you know, Scotty's he has a low 111, but I haven't actually seen him get 111s all that often. I've only ever seen like 2.
I don't know if Scotty actually races that often. I don't see him do it very often, I guess.
It pops in when me and Ross race sometimes, but still, I don't think he races nearly as often as I do.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
So close. I was. This always happens at the end of the tournament. We have races like this that just like go back and forth, and then we see throws and throws at the end. I think I actually called it like 20 minutes before the race ended. I was like, I forget what I said exactly, but I said something like, they're playing really solid at this moment, but I know by the end they're both going to be nervous as hell, and they're going to like throws and throws, and that's basically what ended up happening.
Like I was watching the stream and I can tell I was gaining on John during the last segment just on better movement, like a tiny bit. And I was thinking, we're only a few seconds apart. It's like my better space jumping gonna be enough? I don't know. I was
worried because I was playing very sloppy at the end. My hands had the cold sweat on the hands.
I think as for Space Jump E-Tank, I would totally have switched what you two should have been doing. John should not have been going for that with the lead he had. But Dragonfangs, I think you definitely should have.
Yeah, I know. Like, my Space Jump E-Tank is not nearly consistent enough. It's not even worth going for. I mean, I know that would have been... I should have gone for it. Mm-hmm. But I know I would have just failed it. Like, right. I know my consistency is too bad.
I'm sad that I missed that. I might have actually PB'd. But
I did
Really?
consider it for like a long time. A good like 5 minutes before E-Tank, I was like debating with myself whether it's worth it or if I should
Yeah.
just play it safe or whatever, and just hope John does it because he's an idiot.
Whoa!
No, I was thinking of getting like a better mecha through RNG or something, which I got like an amazing mecha. Wow,
That was really good.
insane.
My mecha was pretty solidly average. My Black Pirates were pretty average too.
Mm-hmm. All right, so good games to both of you. We actually have another Zero Mission race in like an hour and a half, roughly. Well, I'll be competing, so I hope you guys will end up watching that.
Yeah,
It's the winners finals.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna watch the VOD for that one too.
I think it's worth a watch. It was a fun race to watch for sure.
I'm really looking forward to watching the VOD of this one. It was really, really close.
All right, thanks to both of you, and like, good luck, John, on the rest of the tournament.
Thanks.
You're guaranteed 4th at this point, so I mean,
Ooh.
it's pretty nice. I'd be happy.
Do I get a medal?
As opposed to being guaranteed 5th before this race, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get a lot of ranks at this point. It's basically like one extra rank at this point.
Yeah.
We only had 4 people left in the tournament, so.
Well, still, I'm sure a race against Scott will be entertaining to watch.
For sure.
So. All right.